This is the YPG, the fighting force behind what has become a rise in Kurdish power in Syria. A rise that is making some people very nervous and asking questions about which side of the war these fighters are really on. The US has called the group the most effective and committed force fighting ISIL in Syria. The Pentagon coordinated air attacks with the YPG and provided it with weapons and military hardware, allowing it to form a larger, mainly Kurdish force known as the Democratic Forces of Syria. But the group's motives and its sources of support are raising suspicions.
What we have seen over the last weeks is very disturbing evidence of coordination between Syrian Kurdish forces, the Syrian regime, and the Russian Air Force, which are making us distinctly uneasy about the Kurds' role in all of this.
The Kurds' allegiances are complicated. Earlier this month, Russia, Bashar al-Assad's greatest ally, allowed the Syrian Kurdish party to open a political office in Moscow. And while Kurds were part of the initial uprising against Assad in recent years, their fighters have been focused on protecting their own territory in the north. Clashes with the Syrian army are rare.
Syrian representative in UN has already declared that they have connections with YPG. So it is a clear connection. YPG has been supported, being created by the regime, and today supported by Russians.
There is no government more suspicious of the YPG than Turkey's. It says the YPG takes orders from the PKK, the Kurdish group that's fighting for independence in Turkey. Turkey labels the PKK as terrorist, and so do the US, the European Union, and the United Kingdom. Turkey also says that the YPG is coordinating with the Syrian government against the Syrian opposition and to destabilize Turkey. The renewed accusations come after comments made by senior Syrian officials saying that the YPG is part of the Syrian army and that their military victories should be celebrated mutually. Turkey also says the group is responsible for recent car bomb attacks in Ankara, which killed dozens of people. The YPG has other critics. Amnesty International says Kurdish fighters have been trying to change the demographic makeup of northern Syria by driving out Arab and Turkoman residents and destroying their homes, an accusation the YPG denies. The Kurds are one of the Middle East's largest ethnic groups, but they don't have a country to call their home. The fact that the YPG has been able to gain and hold territory in northern Syria, possibly with the blessing of the government in Damascus, appears to be a matter of growing concern, especially across the border in Turkey. Omar Saleh, Al Jazeera, Ghazi Antab.